some of the Supreme Court victories that he's had. I like I like his social policy, his impact on social life as far as no women in men's sports and no men in women's sports, things like that.
Okay. Do you think women should have the right to vote?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, do you think that you should ever vote for someone that has admitted to engaging in violent offenses against women?
You talking about Donald Trump?
Hmm.
I mean, it just depends on the context. If he was joking, I mean, men make jokes like that. I mean, it's a
Do you think
societal
it's
thing as
typical for
far
men
as
to make jokes of them violently assaulting other people?
I would historically, based off of comedy, I would say based off of movies growing up, based off of a lot of things, men tend to naturally just make cruel sexual jokes towards a lot of things, not just women.
So, like, do you ever do things like that?
I mean, if you're sitting here saying, Parker, that you've never made an inappropriate joke,
Oh, I don't
you're
make jokes about raping
100%.
people.
I say that I make jokes about
That's what we're talking
specifically
about here,
that?
sir.
No, no, no. I mean, I was generalizing as far as like cruel jokes that people make. I mean, there's a lot of people that make a lot of jokes. I mean, some of the jokes as far as like, and even then, what's wrong with it? Even if they do, what's wrong with
What's wrong with making jokes about raping people?
what's wrong with making any kind of joke about somebody?
I think that's disgusting, and I think that's a
Okay,
particular
well,
type of harm
that's
that
a
you should
personal
never joke
opinion.
about.
What if
There
I
are
don't?
certain types of things that are harmful that are not jokes. There are things you should not joke about.
Well, here we go with the Parker mute button.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to
All right,
finish that point.
well, Parker, it doesn't matter what you think because your subjective reality doesn't have any bearing on my life. If I don't think something's not wrong,
Do you
then
think abortion should be
who are
illegal?
you to
Do you think abortion should be
abortions?
illegal?
Absolutely.
Okay, but like that's not what I think. So then like why should you be able to
Okay,
force that on
I never
me and other people?
why would I enforce that on you?
Yeah, why do you think that should be enforced on other people? We don't believe that.
Did I ever make that claim?
Oh, so you don't think it should be, so you're not pro-life. Pro-life means that you think it should be
Did
illegal
I?
in
You are
elective
pivoting.
circumstances.
You are spitfire. Are you scared right now? Like, can
No,
you not stick to one topic?
I'm addressing
We were
exactly
just
the
talking about
reasoning that you're
language. No,
referencing, sir. I'm sorry that you can't track the
no,
conversation.
Parker, you're trying to go everywhere and you're trying to like spitfire and try to change
I'm sorry
pivots
that you're
and
having an issue with tracking the conversation, sir.
I'm not having an issue tracking the conversation. It's just, you totally avoided the fact that I brought up like if it's subjective, it's subjective. If you feel like a joke is
If
offensive
it's
or wrong,
subjective, it's subjective, bro. Like you didn't take that into
what's your argument
consideration.
against that? What's your argument against that? Should jokes like that be illegal, Parker? Should we ban people making jokes like that? Should we
So I
arrest
can
people for making
condemn
jokes like
something.
that?
I can condemn something without saying it should be illegal, but I think it can be
Okay, so I can
indicative
say
of.
the same thing
I
about
think I think it
abortion.
can be indicative of someone engaging in this particular type of behavior. Right now, when
Wow,
it
the
comes to the
Parker mute
context of
button.
Donald Trump,
You
Donald
mute
Trump
me one more
said,
time. You admit you lost, and I'll leave.
"You're gonna
Like
run away because I
you don't
mute
want to
you." How
you
about you
don't want to
stop
have an
cut me
honest
off?
conversation.
Porcelain, think of
You
this
don't want
one.
to have an honest
How about you don't
conversation.
cut me off then?
I'm not. I'm
You're
responding to you.
crying.
That's
You are
what
crying
happens
like the
when you
little
talk.
snowflake you are. Is that making you a little sensitive? You gotta
So
leave because I muted you? Because I wanted to finish my statement? Because you're interrupting
that
me?
was a very
How about you have
feminine
some
voice.
decorum, my guy? How about you have
You're
some
the only
decorum?
one
How
that
about you
doesn't have
stop acting like a
decorum,
child?
Parker.
How about you show some respect and maybe you won't get muted?
I would say the same thing that you said about the language with abortion. I can condemn something without totally sitting there and advocating that people need to be arrested for it, Parker.
Totally true. So then you're
Okay,
pro-choice.
so what's your point? Like, why are
You're
you sitting
pro-choice
here
then.
getting Parker? Can I respond to you?
Sorry, I just want.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
so here's the thing: is regardless of if Donald Trump made jokes about something, it's not illegal. He didn't violate the law. And your personal subjective opinion, it's wrong. Who cares? You're the one, by that definition, bringing up somebody's free speech. You are, in fact, the snowflake, sir. You're the one sitting here crying about what somebody else said.
So, by the way, he thinks I'm a snowflake because I said it's wrong to brag about grabbing women's without asking. It's wrong to brag about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent. Where two 18-year-olds came out, so there were four girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms. It's wrong it's too sensitive for me to say that he shouldn't be saying he's going to date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, or that he's his daughter, says he had Howard Stern calling his daughter a piece of ass, says he has sex in common with his daughter, said he'd be dating his own daughter if it wasn't his daughter, calling his daughter voluptuous, which means curvy and
All
sensitive.
right, you're just
I
once
mean, like,
again you're
at this
spitfiring.
point,
Can I
like,
respond?
how is it sensitive for me to say that you shouldn't do these things?
Okay, Parker, you're saying we shouldn't do these things, right? You're making a claim that is based off of morality, saying that we shouldn't do something, Parker. And by you saying that all these things are wrong, who says these things are wrong? What's to say those things aren't right? What if there's 99% of the population on Earth that thinks that everything that Donald Trump did was okay? Is it wrong?
It's not wrong just because people think it's wrong. It's wrong because
Why
of
is
the
it wrong
action
then?
and because wait, my position is based upon my own perspective. It's not based upon how other people think.
Okay, who gives a crap about your perspective? You don't determine
Wait,
anybody
you
else's
could say that you
perspective,
don't care about
Parker.
my perspective, but that's not a criticism of my view. That's just saying that you don't care.
I don't care about your view.
So
If
you
I
don't
think all
when I
those
say
things
that
that
when I say violence is
okay,
wrong.
what is wrong?
Wait, but you see how crazy you sound when I say
Not
violence
really.
is wrong. Don't be a
Basis.
Wait, hold
What's
up.
your
Listen,
objective
listen. I
fact
know you're
that that's
crashing out.
wrong?
Listen, put your listening ears on.
Okay.
Think of the galaxy. Are you gonna run away? Just because I told you to put listening ears on?
Hurry up with your point, dude. Stop being a crybaby. Come on.
Okay. So I'm saying that this behavior indicates that he's a perpetrator, right? And you're saying that, oh, because I'm condemning, or because Parker's condemning violence, you're not going to consider that anything about what Parker's condemning because it doesn't matter to you. What? You don't think
Okay,
violence is
Parker,
wrong from your own perspective?
if he did said things, why was he not held accountable as far as being arrested? Why wasn't anything prosecuted? Why wasn't anything done about
Statute of
it?
limitations?
Statute of limitations?
Yeah, statute of limitations.
Are you okay? So what does statute of limitations have to do with somebody reporting something when it happens?
Can you tell me what statute of limitations means?
It means that like if you commit a certain crime, right? I mean, so everything has a statute of limitations, except for
Not true. Not everything.
certain crimes. Certain crimes, you didn't let me finish, right? Certain crimes don't, but most things have a statute of limitation where if you commit a crime or if you commit something illegal, you can be held accountable up to a certain point
Yeah, so
after a
it
certain amount
says
of time has
the
passed.
one in New York for the criminal case. It says after 5 years you can't hold your abuser accountable in a criminal court for sexual abuse, which is a ridiculous law that should not exist. It takes decades for some victims to come out because there are plenty of people in society, those that voted for Donald Trump, those individuals like them, that deny that someone was a even when they've held their abuser accountable in a civil court, even when their abuser has admitted to engaging in this exact same behavior, and even though all the evidence stacks up against their abuser.
Well, right, but Donald Trump has supposedly done all these things in other states and other places, not just New York City, and he's never been arrested for any of it. He's not on any kind of list that you have to notify your neighbor, hey, I'm on a certain
Did you just say
list.
he committed
And I'm
all
just
of
like,
these actions in multiple states and you still support him?
I'm going off of your premise, Parker. Your
I
allegations.
don't think I made a claim about different states. I don't think I ever made that
You said
claim,
that
so I
he
don't know where you got
you
that
said
from.
that he committed all these acts. So you're saying all these acts were inside the state of New York only?
Yes, the civil case was in New York. That's what we're talking
Okay,
about
I don't
right
care about the civil case. That's irrelevant to anything.
now. What? You don't what? We're talking about the civil
The
case.
civil
You said
case
it's
is irrelevant
irrelevant?
to anything. I'm not talking. I mean, it completely 100% is because it's a civil case. It's not a criminal case.
So you don't accept the
He wasn't
determinations
criminally
from any civil
prosecuted for
cases?
anything.
Do you accept
No,
the determinations?
absolutely not.
Okay, so then let me ask this question.
It
So
doesn't have the same burden of proof. It doesn't have the same
watch this.
opportunity as far
He's going to
as.
accept it here in a
Go
second.
ahead.
Watch this. So 40% of undocumented immigrants in the country did not unlawfully enter the country, meaning they did not violate criminal law. They overstayed their visa, so they're violating civil law. So in order to determine that they are valid to be removed from the country, you have to use the determination from a civil court. If you don't use said
No, you
determination,
absolutely do not. No,
yes,
you
you do.
absolutely do
You
not.
do.
You want to bet?
Yes,
You
you
want to
do.
bet? There's a Supreme Court ruling that says that basically their only due process is what the government decides their due process. And not only that, but the courts that are in charge of immigration, the immigration courts that we set up, are under direct control of the executive branch. So the fact is, Parker, is they absolutely have 100% control of what they can do to illegals. Not only that, but it is federal law that says it's already federal law that says if you are an illegal immigrant in this country,
Sir, there are federal civil
um,
courts. Is this the first time you've
you
ever heard this?
excuse me.
There are federal civil courts.
Okay, Parker, that doesn't mean that because you're an
It's still
illegal
civil.
immigrant that you do not have the same right to due process as an American citizen.
I'm proud to be an American where our education system is shit.
Once again, you don't know what you're talking about, and you change the topic once again because you're running like a scared little fragile female.
Oh, you just used the word female as an insult against me. And you said I'm running away. Like you just said earlier that you were going to leave because I muted you to finish my statement. You were the one that was going to run away. So under your own definition, were you a quote-unquote fragile female earlier?
No, I was going to leave because you're being dishonest and you're not.
So you were going to run away because I was trying to finish my statement and you were cutting me off?
No, I was going to withdraw my consent from this conversation. I wasn't
withdraw
going to
my consent.
Away.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what consent is?
So now you think. So now you think consent
is?
Oh, I do. But now you think consent should be respected. By the way. Now you believe in consent.
I mean,
do you know what consent is? How about this? Can you tell us what consent is?
Absolutely, I know what consent is.
What?
It's a willingness, an agreement upon an action while you have a clear conscience, while you are able to withdraw your consent from any kind, while you're not being bribed, while you're not being threatened with any kind of violence, any kind of coercion, and any kind of repercussions from an action. So go ahead, Parker.
Okay, so for example,
that didn't go the way you thought it was going to go, huh? You idiot.
What? That I could have expected it to go either way there. What are you talking about?
Go ahead and bring up that stupid crisp or fries argument. I will freaking destroy you in that too.
Okay, I don't even know what you're referencing.
Okay,
now the point that I was referencing is that then you would agree that when Donald Trump says that he was grabbing women's without asking, that he was raping those women.
Who cares? Oh, look, restriction.
Who cares? Who cares? That's what he fucking said. Who cares? What a fucking disgusting piece of shit. What a disgusting piece of shit, dude. What do you fucking mean, who cares? What? What? Hello? These are Trump supporters right now, by the way. That's a Trump supporter. Embarrassing, dude. Jesus Christ. This next person up here